Okay, here we go. Okay, so test it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go to the phone to make sure that everything's fine. I just like to check it on my end. Okay, so let's see. Okay, okay, test it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, test it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We perfect. Okay, no problem. I see that we are good to go. Let me just get set up here real quick. Set everything up. My discussion points. Okay. Let's see. All right. Alrighty. I guess that's it. So I guess we could start it like this. So greetings from the Spider's Lair. I'm the Omega One. And I'm here tonight because we just finished reading the entire Isom #1. And we're going to give our honest assessment about it because, I got to be honest, I was excited to get this book when I first started finding out about it. So, okay, we'll tell you what's going on. In case you guys don't know who we're talking about, this is a comic that's called Isom 1, and it's made by a gentleman called Eric July. Um, Pretty much, it's a graphic novel that was written by a gentleman named Mr. Eric July. He created his company called the Ripperverse, and his first novel, graphic novel comic. I call it graphic novel because it's bigger than a comic. Um Isom #1. And we're gonna just show off the covers real quick because what we did was we actually decided to buy all three covers. So we're gonna start with cover C first. So this is what cover C looks like. And as you can see there in the corner, it's signed by Eric July. So that's Isom #1, cover C, and I'll show you guys Isom #1, cover B. I went over a cover preview in my previous video, so you can check it out. It's up on my YouTube channel, but just in case you don't want to, it's all good. There we go, signed by Eric July, Isom #1, and this is the original one, Isom #1, signed by Eric July. So real quick, this is a new comic series. Um, it's already going for a lot of money. Not that I'm looking to sell or anything, but just if you, in case you're curious, those were about $50 each. To get them autographed and everything, which we got three of them. We were thinking this is a good deal. Okay, I'm telling you right now, I've seen this whole set online for $1,000 and up. So, and that's not why I got it though. But it's good to know that it's holding some value, which is great. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about Isom #1, and I'm not gonna get into too much of it because I don't want to give away too much of the story. I don't want to do any real spoilers. I'm just gonna go over generally like what I feel would be known by the public right now. So what happened was in the story Isom 1, I won't give away anything. We'll just say he's Isom, but he's going back to town to do a favor for his mother. It seems like I don't know if it's his actual mother, but the favor is to go check up on a female. I think it's the mother. I guess could be an agent. I'm not sure. Her daughter, I guess. So he went into town, back to his old hometown, to check on this female, this I guess his sister. So he went to go check on his female. He goes back into a rough part of town where she was seen last, and pretty much before this is happening though, there's something going on in the news, and it starts out like there's a news scenario going on, and they keep saying that they see her again, and it cuts, and then that's where we get to pretty much Isom, like being told to go visit this old friend to find out what happened to this person's daughter. I guess his boss's daughter. So um he goes into the club and starts to inquire, but pretty much he meets his old friend and they get into a big scuffle about things, and he pretty much like he's thrown down in the club, he's fighting and everything, but he winds up like getting tossed out the club by this other big dude, and you're not sure exactly what's going on because at the very beginning you see this chick flying around, and you see another team flying around. Um, that team's called Alpha Core. So we're gonna get to the chick right now because what happens is Isom pretty much gets tossed out so hard of the club, he gets thrown in the air somehow and lands into this chick, and that's the blonde chick that you seen on this cover. So that is her name is Yara, I believe. If I'm saying it right, if I'm not saying it right, please tell me up in the comments. Her name is Yara, and apparently she is from what I can tell, she's some kind of mutant, I guess, or an alien. She has some kind of powers, and she's some kind of mutant alien. We don't know what she is yet, but she's extremely strong. She's got like I guess lasers or some kind of photonic energy coming out of her. Their powers in this seem to be very photonic. It's like it's energetic and very, I don't know. That's the best way I could describe it. Photonic. Like it looks like to me like the light is photonic. Her light is just shimmers in different shades of blue. So I'm gonna say a photonic kind of effect. Um, so when that happens, he lands into her. She pretty much kicks his ass and throws him into a car. He pretty much goes to a hospital, but then somehow was able to leave the hospital. So then you start thinking, like, where the hell? This guy's like that strong. Like he actually got thrown onto a car to die. And a normal person, this would have killed a normal person. So we already know that there's something about Isom that is definitely special. He's definitely stronger than the average person, but wasn't strong at that point to fight the guard that threw him into Yara. Because before that, she was fighting with this other core called the Alpha Core. Um, I'm not gonna get into it too much because, like I said, I don't want to give away too much of the story or any of the art. But Alpha Core pretty much is what they were, I guess, fighting. Because I can't tell what Yara is at this point. If she's an alien, she's a good guy, bad guy, an anti-hero. We don't know, you know. All I know is that she has a tussle with Isom, pretty much drops him on a car, leaves him for dead. He leaves, he gets taken to the hospital. He leaves the hospital to go back to the club. And I guess he's looking to now it's to a point where now he's gonna kick some ass. He's pretty much mad. You know, he didn't want it to be this way, but it's gonna get escalated. So he pretty much goes back into the club, and he takes care of business, including taking care of that big dude that whooped his ass before. He seemingly just destroyed that guy like real easy. And then you start to think like, what's going on here? How come at the beginning he didn't do this? Because it seemed like he was strong, but once he met this dude, he was stopped. He went back there, and he got stronger. I guess I'm hoping that's what this guy's power is. But from what we could tell, Isom seems to be like a retired hero because he goes to this area, this hidden building. I forget exactly where it's at, and meets up with another dude that kind of knows him, and asks him, "Your name is Isom, right?" And he goes by I believe it was Avery. I don't remember his first name, something Avery, because I'm just trying to keep the Isom legend alive in my mind. I don't want to give away too much, but they will call him Mr. Avery, but his name is Isom. He gets to the base, and that's where he gets his old costume back because he says pretty much it fits good. We pretty much cut from Isom from there. But what's interesting is that they introduced another character at the end of the book. I like what Mr. Eric July did. I mean, I like a couple of things that he did already. So we're gonna get to the So at the end of this book, you see like they're trying to introduce different characters, and I'll read what Mr. Eric July says. So this is what happened. This is what you'll see when you get to the end of the book. So he goes, "We hope that you guys enjoyed Isom number one. Please give us your feedback whenever possible. If you are a creator, yay, we are. Don't hesitate to let the world know how you felt about the book. We want to see those videos and hear those podcasts. Okay, you're gonna get a video podcast live stream sent to you, sir. Okay, so what I like about the end of the book is that they introduce a rock and roll band. It sets up like this: a rock and roll band that's playing, and good concert. They get outside, and one of these guys like fly in the air and start, I guess, trying to find somebody or something. The band is called Norfolka. Um, but it seems like these are some powerful beings. I mean, I'm not sure where the story is going yet with the mythos, but from what I could tell, this is almost like these are gods or aliens. But I'm gonna say more like like gods, ancient gods that have been around. I guess they go to Earth and they go to different places. They've been around for a while, and now they feel like it's time to get re-involved. Like they don't want to get in the Earth, meddling in the Earth's business, but they feel like they need to get re-involved because of whatever they're feeling with Isom. I'm not sure if it's about Isom, if it's about Yara, if it's about the Alpha Core, but something's going on. They pretty much leave it like that, almost like a cliffhanger. And you know, they show you this guy at the end, and they set up a couple of things. So far, from what I got from the story, is that there's Isom, and you have Yara, and you also have the Alpha Core, and you also have that band I just said, which their name is the Norfolka. Okay, so the story pretty much wraps up like that, leaves it open for part two. There's going to be a part two. So I'm going to give my honest assessment what I thought about the story. Oh, wait, first we're going to talk about the art. First off, this is really good art. I really enjoyed it. I mean, everything was beautiful. I don't want to show you guys to spoil anything. I'm not taking pictures. I'm not being very careful with the book. I read one. I won't say which one, but you know, um, the art is nice. I love the art. Eric July hit it on point with that. The action lines alone just speak volumes to me. You need that in those comics. He got that old school flair. Like he's hitting those pows and those zings and those bams, those old school. Like if you watch any of my videos, what I do, he's doing that in the comics, and that's great. I like how he set that up. The story itself, it seems very vague, but it's not a bad story because now it makes me want to read the next Isom. I can't wait for it to come out. I felt like it was a quick intro. I feel like the book was big enough. Like I think for a first issue, this should have been about this size because you're trying to explain a lot, but you're not trying to explain too much. He's giving us a baseline of what's going on, what's going to be set up for the next thing. So what we could tell from what Isom just trying to find out about what's going on with his boss's kid, he winds up setting off a whole catastrophic set of events that he's not. I guess now he donned his costume, and I guess it's gonna be on now. I mean, that's what it seems like the story is leading up to me. So that was the art. The story. What I liked about the story was that it pretty much talks about his history real quickly, but doesn't give away too much. But it gives you enough so that you get a sense of who you're actually following here. But I didn't get enough of his background yet. I feel like it was still like almost a little rushed. Like I would have liked to have just a little more context on the background of Mr. Isom. Um, but other than that, I felt like the story flowed really well. Everything was in continuity. Everything was pretty much like it fit together. It was easy to follow. It wasn't anything hard or complex to figure out. It was, very easy to follow. They jump a little timeline, and it wasn't too far away from the current state of affairs, so you didn't get too lost. Um, but honestly, I really like the story. I just wish that I would have known a little more about Mr. Isom because apparently, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is going to be set up for the other stories as well. But it seems like from what I could tell, he must have had a very interesting past, and I would like to delve in more on Mr. Isom. Other than that, I gotta say for a first read, I was very happy with the storyline. I was very happy with the art, the graphics, the way you guys set everything up. I like the old school way of the way that everything was drawn. Like I said, the action lines are very important. And in case you guys don't know what action lines are, those are those lines where you see like motion. Those are great. He did those. I like the art on this. The art is really good. This is what I strive to get my artists to do, and they do it as very well. Action lines are very important. I love that kind of art. All the exclamations, all the pals, all the things, all that. It's so cool. That's what you want to see in the comic. Like, um, I didn't get like there was any kind of wokeness in it. Thank you, Mr. July, for that. We don't want to be lectured in comics. We just want to read a good story. I've been saying that from the get go. If you go woke, you're gonna go broke. And the guys that know what the customer wants is Mr. July here, obviously, because he's giving a good story. And this is the way I would have wrote this comic, honestly. So I'm gonna wrap that up real quick, and I'm just gonna say like I like giving numbers. Um, so this is a spiders layer, so I'm gonna start a new ranking system just for you, Mr. July, because you're gonna be the first one to get this ranking. Okay, if I had to rate this from one spider to four, I'm gonna give this one about four spiders. I will tell you why. I was gonna give 3.5, but I'll give it four because, like I said, other than the fact of just not getting enough info on Mr. Isom, and the other characters. I mean, just that's the only problem I have, but everything else lined up perfectly. I know who the universe is. I know what's going on. I know who are the opposing enemy. I just don't have enough info on them. But like I said, I'm hoping that in the next issue is gonna break everything down. And at the same time, this was just enough because you don't want to overwhelm your fan base with too much. You know, I feel like this gets four spiders. That's gonna be my new rating system. So four spiders. Okay. I'm not sure it was perfect. 4 out of 5. We'll say 4 out of 4. You got a 4 out of 4. We like the book a lot. We like how this is all setting up. And so if you guys get a chance, I would recommend grabbing a copy of Ice in the Morning, just putting it away or read it. Read it. It's a great read. Just be careful reading it, okay? I mean, I wore my Spidey gloves. I'm not playing. Here you go. I got 2 pairs. I wore my Spidey gloves, and I was very careful with that book. I didn't even. I was reading it still folded because this is how I read. I'm used to doing this, by the way, because comic collectors we used to doing this. I mean, back in the day, you didn't have variants and copies and read things online, and I'm pretty sure I could have found this online, but I wouldn't do that to Mr. July because I appreciate someone who took the time out to make this entire world, and I'm gonna give them my fullest attention. So I want to do that. I'm not looking online. I'm not giving away any pictures. Um, I will be doing follow-ups because what he does say at the end about talking about it, I'm cool with that. I do like little assessments in a minute. So if this book breaks down into 4 minutes, I'm gonna do 4 assessments on it, 4 parts, and I'm just gonna go into assessments in a minute, throw them out there, so you guys can get an idea of what's going on. Like I said, I'm gonna put some action in there. I took very little pictures, and I'm gonna make a whole series around the couple of pictures I took. It's not gonna be a spoiler, but it'll be more like you guys will see who I'm talking about, and it'll make sense to you. So I'm gonna wrap that up right here tonight. Been dying to do the show for the last couple of days. Sorry, I kept saying I'm putting it out. I'll be honest, I've been so busy. It's just the time's been escaping me. So I made the time today, and I made sure that I finished this whole book, and I sat here and I finished it in one setting, and I was very happy with it. So we're gonna wrap it up right there, everyone. So thank you all for coming, because every time you do, you make us feel special, and we hope you do the same for you. And that's gonna wrap it for this edition. So just remember, if you're asking me, would I buy this? I'm glad I bought these three. I recommend buying this. I recommend reading it very carefully, putting it away. This is a holy grail for the 21st century. I'm very happy. My hats off to you, and also congratulations, Mr. July, and everybody at the Ripperverse who did this. The Spider Verse gives you the thumbs up. So that's gonna wrap it for us, everyone. And we hope you guys enjoy that show from the Spider's Lair. Peace and love, everyone. And remember, the Spider Verse is standing strong, and we are out. Good night, everyone, from the Spider's Lair.